Everybody, look where we are. Zara is just off fetching the ball, if you can see her. Very blessed, which is kind of the point actually. I think this might be the most interesting, valuable and important video I've ever recorded. That's a big statement, but so just a little bit of backstory. I was doing some work with the help of ChatGPT last night. Still full moon energies around, so I thought I needed to sleep, and then put my head down, and then a thought turns up. It's like, oh, okay, great, and now I've got to type this in. So I'm doing some like strategy stuff, and I'd fed it all my previous books: How to Be Rich Today, The Red Pill Revolution, The Red Pill Food Revolution, and we were looking at some just general brand strategy stuff to do with me, not particularly important, but something came out of that, which is, I think, has really kind of cracked a code, and it makes a lot of sense to me. I hope it makes a lot of sense to you, and I hope it's incredibly useful as well. So, two things. So, this is a gift. So I want you to take this 4-word mantra for health and wealth and happiness, right? Believe it or not. And the other thing is that I would like you as well to help me test it, because it appears to me that it works for everything that I've tested it against so far. So, this comes out of, I remember a conversation I had with Jeremy Ayres years ago when we had our first meeting, when we were going to talk about The Human Unleashed, or before it became The Human Unleashed. And I remember saying to Jeremy, we were standing in my garden, I remember saying, do you know what, it seems like everything I look at to do with what our problems are today, the solution always seems to come back to ancestral life, prehistoric life. And he went, absolutely, you're on the money. And that's exactly where this comes from. 4 words. And we wrote about it in the Red Pill Revolution. And the 4 words are, very simply, take what you need. Take what you need. And in that is the answer to health and wealth and happiness. So let me give you a handful of examples, because I don't want to bang on. I could literally talk all fucking day about this, right? Take what you need. This is the definition of abundance, right? True abundance in nature. Now, our ancestors will have taken what they needed, right? In the books, we say, if your tribe eats mammoth, there's no point slaughtering 2 mammoth, because you get less mammoth, right? You would only take from the natural world what you needed, and the natural world provided everything that you required. We know this because humans are here, because humans, as it's understood, occupied every landmass except for Antarctica during the last ice age. So we had everything we needed, by definition. End of conversation on that score. So if you needed a spear, if you needed clothing, if you needed medicine, you would go out into all that is, God, nature, and you'd get it. You'd have the knowledge to know how to use it, but you get what you needed. I know, well, go find it then. Go find it. No, I'm not going to get it. Am I? Okay. So, right, a few examples. So I was talking about health. Was it yesterday? So in terms of, let's just talk about nutrition, first of all, right? What is a complete balanced diet? Yes, absolutely, it's what we need. A complete balanced diet has all the things your body needs and as little as possible of what it doesn't. So if you take what you don't need, then that will put you out of homeostasis, off balance, and your body will need to try and reset and recover. Now, if it's too much of a wobble, then you may not be able to recover quickly, and you may get into acute or chronic distress. Simple, right? The body uses a tiny bit of arsenic, but too much arsenic is very bad for you. right? The body requires no exogenous carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not an essential nutrient for human beings. Can you handle a bit? Yes, you can. And ancestrally, it would have helped us to store fat for the winter. But if you eat carbohydrates and sugars on a regular basis, which is unnatural and out of balance with the natural order of things, then you're going to end up with insulin resistance and then diabetes or end-stage diabetes. If you are obese, you've taken more than you need in the form of cookies and cake and whatever. Basically carbs and seed oils. Seed oils we do not need, right? So you can apply it to everything in nutrition. Health. We need rest. And we need time to rest, repair, digest and heal. Right? If you're not getting it, you're on a wobble. You're out of balance. Yeah? This is going to go on all day, but I don't mind. And you need sleep. You need that rest, right? So as I've been saying recently, tiredness is not a problem to be. It's not an enemy. It's not a problem to be overcome or solved. Tiredness is a signal from your body that your ass needs rest and healing. So I had a message off somebody today saying I'm just feeling really blur and like tired and it's like it's okay. It's just a simple signal from your body that you need to rest and heal. Take what you need. If you're not getting the rest, you're not taking what you need. Take it. On an emotional level, there are a lot of people who give and give and give and don't take what they need. And then you get resentful and whatever. You've got to take what you need. And then there's a whole area of money and abundance, which I think is fascinating. So I wrote about this a lot in How to Be Rich Today, which was like 2015 or something. I was going back quite a long way. And that was about living a simpler life. You know, this Sufi saying that I love, and there's so many sayings. Wealth is not measured by how much you have, but by how much you don't need. So when you take what you need in a way that is, by the way, in balance with nature, you're rich. So wealth is not about having £1 million, $1 million, right? It's about taking what you need. Take what you need to be happy. So that doesn't say no. We're not saying you can't fly around the world in business class. You can't go on a cruise. You can't stay in an amazing hotel, eat amazing food, drink amazing wine. Not saying any of that. Does your body need the wine? Well, maybe your happiness does in that moment. Of course, again, too much of anything. Drink too much wine, you know what's going to happen. You don't need it. Take what you need to make you happy, genuinely happy. And your body should know what makes you genuinely happy. This is a tricky area, of course, because so many of us are addicted to drugs of various kinds, including sugar, which I think is the most insidious of the lot. So that's it, right? One other thing I've got to mention is soil, right? The system, as we call it, and it's not like the world of the dead. It's because death is not a bad thing. Death is the other side of the coin of life. It's the lifeless world, what we call the system in the Red Pill Revolution. It's about taking more than it needs, right? Does somebody who is a billionaire need to take more than they can use in 1,000 lifetimes? That's just ignorant. That's just dumb, isn't it? Take what you need. It's the answer to everything. Anyway, and farming has always been about Well, certainly in the industrial era, it's been about taking as much as you can from the soil. We're mining, we're acting like a parasite, we're acting like a cancer. Cancer cells don't want to die. They keep taking resources, and they've lost the off switch. You can't do that, because that breaks nature. So this take what you need is an invitation from the universe to enjoy health, wealth, and happiness, right? And to do it within natural law, the real world that we live in, not the world of bullshit. So there you go. So my challenge to you, my request is, challenge this, test it. Can you come up with an issue for which take what you need is not the answer? And sometimes it's a plant medicine, right? Absolutely, 100%. To restore balance to the force. Anyway, so yeah, if you can break it please, if you can. I'm gonna just keep on thinking and keep on enjoying the beauty of creation. See you later.